Welcome, my friends, to the celebration of the full moon in the sign of Cancer. Before we launch into a discussion about Cancer, I want to share with you an important piece of astrological information that's happening right now in the sky. This piece is from the astrologer Juliana McCarthy at etherealculture.com. The specifics can get pretty technical, so I'm just going to skip to the effects of these different configurations. Quote, July represents a major turning point astrologically, and one of the most significant moments in history. The rarity of this configuration cannot be overstated. I'm calling it the triangle of revolution. Starting now and for years to come, we're undergoing seismic shifts, both personally and collectively. This is a time of great karmic reckoning and creative rebirth. Yay. For some, this may feel exhilarating, like a long-awaited breakthrough. For others, it could feel disorienting or jarring as unresolved lessons erupt and demand attention. From the chaos, clarity is arising, piercing through dishonesty, materialism, greed, and the indoctrination of a broken society. We're witnessing the collapse of old systems and structures as new collective visions begin to emerge and take their place. Meanwhile, we must remember that compassion is our anchor. Family, close friends, community, and self-care can steady us amidst these sweeping tides of change. The revolution ahead is not just political or technological, it's spiritual. The real war we're fighting is against apathy, greed, delusion, and disconnection. We're being called to summon courage, to cultivate vigilance, and to take risks that align with our most authentic yearnings. The future is rapidly revealing itself, and we're ready to lead with integrity, truth, empathy, and the unshakable knowledge that we're all a part of the same fabric of love. From here on, we may feel like the wind is finally in our sails. We're joining forces like never before to dismantle a corrupted system. It's hard work, overwhelming at times, but we can keep expanding to hold it all without losing heart. This is the moment when we begin the process of forging a more enlightened world, one that honors and protects the earth and all beings, where we recognize the sacredness of every tree, every ant, every breath, every cloud, every child, and every broken heart. With urgency, we can remember that everything we see is us, and that our primary job is to heal ourselves until we can easily generate love for everyone. End quote. It's inspiring, eh? I feel very inspired by this. I think in these troubling times, we need all the positive information we can get. And for me anyway, it always helps stabilize my emotional body when I can look at the changes in a larger context and see some meaning in all that is happening. Tonight, I'd like to give you a short overview of the zodiacal wheel and how each sign on the astrological wheel progressively leads us into the next sign. There's a fluidity as we go through the astrological orders. One sign builds on another, and each time we enter a new sign, The challenge is to embody the highest form of that energy. We look to the opposite sign as well to integrate that energy into our being, that we might achieve a balance. We're going to take a few minutes to travel around the zodiac so you can see just how one sign prepares us for the next sign. We begin in Aries, the initiating sign. Here, divine ideas are impulsed into our mental bodies. The soul-centered mantra for Aries is, I come forth, and from the plane of mind, I rule. So our mental bodies are stimulated when the sun enters this sign. In Taurus, we deal with the emotional body or the desire body, sometimes called our astral body. Then we move into Gemini, where our etheric body is stimulated. Moving into Cancer, we focus on the physical body, matter, form, substance. Cancer is the mother, matter. In Leo, our job is to integrate these four aspects, mental, emotional, etheric, and physical, into an integrated personality so that we can shine like the sun. The sun is the ruler of Leo, so Leo must learn to shine his light on everyone, not just himself. When the personality is working in harmony within itself, it becomes a purified container for the Christ consciousness, unconditional love. This is Virgo. Then we move on to Libra, where we must learn how to deal with the other, where we learn about relationship. How do we relate this unconditional loving heart with another? In Libra, we must also choose. I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force is the Libran mantra. We will continue on to Scorpio, where we tackle the tests of the disciple, or we can decide to stay on the fence of indecision in Libra. In Scorpio, we must face the dweller on the threshold, our lower self. All those parts of our personality that are still unredeemed. We travel deep into the underbelly of our own psyche to bring to light the shadow, the obstacles, the unconscious habits and emotional reactions that keep us bound to the lower self. Once we do our work in Scorpio, we emerge into Sagittarius with a new vision of possibilities. We have released our darkness in Scorpio, and now energy has been freed up to see from a larger perspective. We have a vision and a goal, and we are one-pointed in our pursuit. That carries us to Capricorn and the mountain of initiation. We must make the spiritual journey up the mountain, step by laborious step, like the mountain goat. When we reach the top, we are illumined by the light of the soul, but our journey is not over. Now we must travel down the mountain and shine our light onto the masses of humanity. That brings us to Aquarius, where the consciousness of the group becomes paramount. Finally, we enter Pisces, where we become one with all that is, eventually. This journey is our future, our evolutionary path to enlightenment. We are told in the ancient wisdom teachings that as we work consciously with the energies of each sign, that they actually take up residence in our auras, so that they are constantly stimulating us. This is one reason we come together to celebrate the full moon, so that we can become aware of the energies that are being transmitted each month. And as we know, the energies will impact us at different levels, depending on where we are on our evolutionary journey. If we're focused solely on the personality, the lower self, then our personality will be stimulated. If our awareness is on the soul, then those qualities that the soul embodies will be stimulated. Now that we understand a little bit more about the developmental aspects of the sign, let us move into our discussion about Cancer and its opposite sign, Capricorn. Father Sun enters Cancer, the mother's sign. This month, we become more motivated to secure our foundations, to root ourselves, to connect with intuition, our deeper way of knowing. What are you nurturing now? Perhaps there's an acorn in your hand that's hoping you'll commit to the oak it can become. Cancer is the season to commit more deeply to yourself and important projects. At this time, I often think of P.D. Eastman's children's book, Are You My Mother? This was a favorite book of my children. In the story, while a mother is out of the nest hunting for worms, her baby bird hatches alone. It falls from the nest and wanders through the town, confused, asking every creature it meets, a dog, a cow, an airplane, even a steam shovel, "Are you my mother?" Something like that happens with us now, too. What's confused and needy cracks out of its shell and goes looking, quite naturally, for comfort and safety. Just when we want to commit to something, we may notice a rising insecurity, a certain clingingness, fear of rejection, or timidity about acting on our goals. This happens because whatever part of us is growing, whether we're launching a new habit or an ambitious project, always begins as something soft and vulnerable. It can't feed itself. It needs a mommy. We search sometimes in the wrong places, looking in the snack section of the grocery store or to our mates, but what we really need, we can only find within. In Eastman's story, the baby bird finds its mother and his happy childhood begins. Our projects will also start their happy childhood when we make Cancer's necessary discovery. We are the baby and the mother we've been seeking. New strength pours in during Cancer's season. Whenever we approach ourselves as a mother would her child, tenderly, cautiously, protectively, full of sensitivity and commitment. How we treat our feelings can become the model for how we treat our goals. Cancer's journey from insecurity to strength is something we do every year. We go from lost child to confident mother again and again, in summer or winter. That's how we grow. Cancer is a water sign, and at the level of the personality, it's symbolized by the crab. The crab hides under its shell. It's territorial, tenacious, and uses its pincers to hold on to family old ideas, old ways of being, old wounds. She doesn't forget or forgive easily. The mantra for the soul-centered Cancerian is, I build a lighted house and therein dwell. Cancer must learn to come out of her shell, to come out of her comfort zone, to light the house within and welcome the world into her home. The Cancer energy is mothering. It wants to settle down, create a nest, nurse others, fix others. It wants to protect loved ones from pain. The Cancer personality has a very tender emotional nature. It's hard for her to say no. She can have a hard time standing firm and requiring discipline from others. Being firm can actually cause her pain. Cancer is a water sign, so naturally fluid, but she can feel too much and might cope by overreacting, by being overly protective. I have a Cancer moon, so I know these traits very, very well. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so the tides can bring mood swings. She's easily influenced by her environment, meaning that she can be swayed easily by the mainstream thinking because she doesn't like to swim against the current. She can be very defensive when hurt and doesn't like change. The Cancer personality has to learn about boundaries, has to develop discernment. What is mine emotionally, and what am I picking up from others? How do I keep from being overwhelmed by other people's needs and feelings? How do I use my nurturing tendencies without becoming sacrificial? We become sacrificial when we take care of others at the expense of our own needs. The more we disregard our own feelings and needs, the greater is the risk that we will violate the rights and concerns of others. Well, this is where the energies of Capricorn can become useful. Capricorn is an earth sign, pragmatic, practical, more detached emotionally. It has the voice of a strong inner authority and doesn't listen much to the clamor of the masses. He trusts his inner wisdom. Capricorn represents conscious, autonomous individuality. This is who I am, says the Capricorn, who is connected to his soul. His inner alignment is strong and secure. There's an interesting placement of these two signs on the wheel of the zodiac. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac and therefore rules the fourth house. The fourth house sits at the bottom of the chart. It's the foundation point where our home is. It is the mother, matter, the physical world. Capricorn sits at the top of the chart at our career point in the 10th house, who we are in the world. Capricorn is the father principle. The symbols are the mountain goat and the mountain top. So the evolutionary journey of Cancer is to go down to the mother, the source of life. Then, having established a firm foundation, a base, to journey upward to become the independent individual in Capricorn. Capricorn must climb the mountain step by careful step, transforming each obstacle as it presents itself. When he reaches the top, he becomes fully illumined, a fully illumined personality, illumined by the light of the soul. But his journey is not yet complete. He must then descend down the mountain, back to the masses, bringing his loving radiation to bless the world. One astrologer describes the Cancer-Capricorn polarity this way, quote, Cancer must learn about receiving. Capricorn must learn about giving back. The crab can build too thick a shell. The mountain goat may climb the wrong mountain. The fourth sign, Cancer, must develop healthy roots. The 10th, Capricorn, must share the fruits of its labor. End quote. The light of this full moon reveals whether our crab shells are too thick or too thin, where we need to shed our defenses or establish better boundaries. We need to see whether we are climbing the right mountain, or are we treading someone else's path? Here are some questions to consider as we attempt to balance these two energies within ourselves this month. How do I stand in my own power as an individual, Capricorn, and not lose my nurturing self, Cancer? How do I become my own inner authority and not become dependent on how other people see me or what other people expect of me? How do I breathe in the energy of my own being and say, this is the ground of my being, and not give away my energy to everyone who might need me? How can I stand strong in my own power with an open, loving heart? These are some questions for you to take into your own meditation time or contemplation time this month. So let us begin our preparation for meditation. Make sure you are seated in a place where you won't be disturbed, where all the distractions have been eliminated. This is your sacred space. Set your intention to be open and receptive. Now, sitting in your sacred space with your spine relatively erect, begin by gently establishing a rhythm to your breathing. Softly, easily, no strain or effort, just noticing the in-breath and the out-breath. Allow the body to become relaxed. The mind focused and alert. And the emotions steady and calm. Direct your attention now down into the center of the earth. Feel yourself grounded and connected to this earth energy. Then imagine the breath traveling from deep in the earth to the top of your head, where the energy of the soul resides. Then imagine that the breath now travels down through your chakras back into the earth. Repeat this cycle a few times, inhaling the earth energy up to the soul, exhaling the energy down through the chakras back into the earth. Feel the alignment that takes place as you join heaven and earth within you. Now, in your imagination, take yourself back down into the center of the earth, the home of the mother. Imagine her as Kuan Yin, the bodhisattva of compassion and strength. Imagine her loving, compassionate nature holding you, filling you with her presence. This is the ground of your being, your true foundation. Feel the strength there is in that. Nothing can ever change this deep connection. Here is your true security. Now visualize a ring of beautiful, fragrant flowers surrounding you, protecting you. Know that you are safe in this circle of beauty, and feel the energy of Cancer gathering in your circle. It's comforting, compassionate, nurturing. It knows how to create safe spaces, the womb, a sanctuary, a home. It communicates through emotions. It's intuitive, creative, and sensitive to the child within. Breathe deeply now and silently repeat these affirmations. I honor my intuition. I take care of myself in healthy ways. I can feel empathy for another's pain without losing my sense of self. Like water, I flow easily with my changing moods. My heart is softened as I allow myself to be vulnerable. Now, holding these energies of Cancer within, let us travel up to the mountaintop of Capricorn. Visualize this area at the top of your head. At the mountaintop, we receive the energies of Capricorn. Imagine that long and arduous journey to the mountain. Feel the courage that it took to steadfastly put one foot in front of the other. Determined and committed, you carried on. Fearless in your pursuit to reach the top. Now, standing at the top, filled with the light of illumination, allow yourself to feel your inner strength. Breathe it into your being. Cancer and Capricorn meet here within you. Strength and vulnerability, fluidity and stability, mind and heart, masculine and feminine, earth and water. This is your lighted house, and this is where you dwell. You dwell within this illumination, integrated and aligned. Give yourself a few moments to sit within this vortex of light. Keeping our eyes closed now, let us close with a poem, a prayer, and the great invocation. This is a poem by Heidi Robbins, one of my astrology teachers. She talks about her father in this poem, and he was another of my teachers. It's called You. My father thinks mostly of infinity. He uses an infinity symbol as a capital I to remind us that we are more than we think we are. If a waitress asks him what he wants for lunch, wisdom is his response. In Fargo, North Dakota in the 70s, he had a radio program which always ended with the same farewell. If you know who you are, you'll know what to do. And my dad says, who we are is infinite. And I am my father's daughter. I say who we are is radiant. Who we are is luminous, shimmering, blinding light. My father asks for wisdom, and I ask how I might be more fully what I know I am, how I might be that radiance in this finite world, in the density of this body. Then I breathe and remember this body, this vessel that holds the light, this kind form housing my heart, this hearth for the inner fire. This is the body where I love myself into the light that I am. This is the body in which I love you into the light you are. My Father thinks mostly of infinity. I think mostly about how to be love in this body more often, how to love the mess of myself more completely, how to love all that I have been given to love without hesitation or complexity. My daughter got it right when she learned to say, I love you. She forgot the word love and just said, I, you, I, you, I, you. Well, can it be that simple? Can this moment in the body be the practice? Finally, I'd like to close with this prayer. Great Spirit, Mother, Father, God, we come to you in prayer. We come seeking solace, seeking comfort, seeking hope. We come seeking to be in right relationship with all life. We call upon the forces of light to pour down upon our world their saving force. The angels, the archangels, all beings of light. May they pour forth their light into every heart. May we see the world as a lighted house, welcoming, nurturing, and healing all who enter. We ask that our minds be infused with clarity and truth, that we may be of greater service. We pray for the leaders in power all over the world. May they be open and receptive to their higher natures. May the soul control their thoughts and actions so that their decisions may be for the good of all and not just their own personal gain. With deep gratitude, we send these prayers up on the wings of the angels, that they may be manifested for the highest good of all. Amen. We'll close with the great invocation, followed by 3 ohms. I'd like to quote tonight from the adapted version of this invocation that was changed in 2000 in response to language sensitivities in our multicultural world. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 Namaste, friends.